Welcome back to XCOM. Alright, I had this ready to go, right away. Have I got reinforcements? No, I do not. I don't remember what kind of UFO this is, but probably not anything too hard, or at least I hope not. Snake Man. Great start. Wow, these guys are sucking real bad. You know what, I'm just gonna, fire a blaster launcher. That's the person who's got it. Excuse me for coughing during this. I've got, still got some throat irritation. I've had a cold this week, but yeah. The cold's mostly gone, but the throat's still irritated. 46. Let's to go around those guys. Go. Oh, reliable. It's convenient starting in the center of the map, must say. To be a UFO. Oh great, they can hit things now. Makes this a lot easier when they can aim. I was playing on Monday and Tuesday, honestly. I've been playing a game called Volcanoids. It's fun. So it's like, it's a similar gameplay loop to Subnautica, I would say. Like, the thing of, research technology, collect a certain tier of materials to build that tech, you then get that, item. That lets you go to an area that has the next tier of stuff, and then, yeah, you can just whack that up. Looking for tech to research specific things and just gathering large amounts of resources. And getting large amounts of production power. Though in Subnautica that's less of a thing, you just make stuff instantly. But whatchamacall. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's fun. The combat, it's pretty decent, I think. But also I like the drill ships. The feature of, the modules and stuff. think it's quite smart design, but I would like if there was more kind of variety in what you can have in your drill ship. Because right now I think there's honestly not that much of a reason. Yeah. Similar to Subnautica, you could say. Like, in Subnautica you can just build your crafting stations, like the tool station, a fabricator, the the moon pool, and then you're like done. But most people build like battery chargers and stuff, and aquariums, or alien containment they're called. Yeah. I just have in my drill ship, I just have like some lights and stuff. But that's because it's dark otherwise, and that's actually inhibiting your ability to do things. I don't have any of the purely decorative stuff. Interesting how that makes like a rock sound. They turn the sand into glass or something. That's what's a rock. Sounds like just a few aliens. Gonna keep this guy back, because, yeah, no real reason to have them near the enemy. Blaster launcher is a perfect sniper. Now I realise now my voice sounds a bit like hoarse. You don't realise it when you're just talking with people for small periods of time, but when you're talking longer, it becomes more pronounced. So sorry about that as well. I have no real reason to apologise, because I don't care all that much. Some people may, so I don't know. Sorry. It's a snake. Why are they on 0 time units? What happened? Remember, is there a button here to, like, use the rest of the time units? They might have done that. Yeah. No idea where their time units went. Most peculiar, one might say. And they've moved already. Gonna keep them elevated so they can see over the dunes. Now, in case any of you have actually a memory of the commentary that I make, I may have said I don't remember exactly when I mentioned it, but I remember when I recorded stuff. I may have said around 4 months ago, I guess, that, you know, I have footage of a video where I'm building a PC and plan to upload that. I don't plan to do that on this channel. Like, I don't plan to upload that ever, because as I've said before, I do plan on just kind of dropping this specific channel. This account would be the good way to do it. This Google account, no longer upload videos on it, because I want to make a new one that's specifically for a channel, and this can just be like a kind of viewing account. For one thing, I have a million like private playlists. Difficult to see the public ones. But yeah, if any of you are waiting for that, you know, don't bide your time, because it's probably coming never. Unless when I make a new channel, you find that new channel and then you see the video, but you know, that's in the context of this channel, coming never. Then again, by the time I actually get to upload on the other channel, PC will probably be outdated, but well, then again, no, I built this PC to last at least 10, like at the very least 10 years before becoming obsolete. So, you know, unless we get consumer like quantum computing or something, there won't really be much that will make this PC obsolete anytime soon. Because, you know, tech doesn't advance that fast, and this is nearly top-of-line stuff. You know, not completely, but it's pretty decent. So, yeah. I will say, for one thing, I've been quite busy last few weeks. I shouldn't be as busy in the near future, so I should be able to record a number of these at once soon, which will, you know, I believe that makes them better, because I remember what I'm doing in between videos. Yeah. Whereas here, I don't really remember anything of what I did beyond the fact that I left the Avenger going like right outside of a mission before saving the game. But, yeah. I'm guessing the UFO will be destroyed inside, though. Then again, the roof's normally gone, and that's the case, and it isn't, but there's very little alien activity, so I expect that there'll be few inside. Because I can't, you know, hear much alien activity. Usually. Fantastic reaction time. Well, it is destroyed, but they're still over there. Oh, there's two of them. Yeah, I can't really be bothered to send people there to do, so I'm just gonna send a blast launcher, hope it doesn't drift and kill one guy. Like, I don't have a million of them. Then again, I don't have a million of them because I've been treating it like I do. Yeah, I have one left at base. Really need to send this one out, and I realise as I'm saying that I said the exact same thing last episode. So that confirms it. Really need to send someone out. Or send the training squad out more. And get the interns to do some of the work. However, I don't care about the interns doing it. Care about the whatchamacallem, the like sergeants and stuff. The ones who are near being good. The rookies, they're just there to fill in the ranks. Though obviously this one ain't half bad. It's like just jumps out of the Sky Ranger. Basically 360 no scope. The snake. No. The actual 360 no scope is when you know it's reaction fire. You tank it, you sneak up behind someone, shoot them, they tank a shot and they just spin around and one shot use reaction fire. I've had that happen to the people before. Yeah. Pardon me. I'm dying. It's like it gets colder towards nighttime, which it currently is, and that, irritates the throat and the lungs more. Even though I have recovered from the cold, they're still damaged a bit, healing a bit, and the cold air sets them off. Working reaction fire. They didn't hit them, but still good. Whew. That's good. Better than the usual stuff, it seems. I won't say they're, being bad, because those are hard shots to hit, I think. Just fire through them. Oop. When did they turn around? They turn around, and then reaction fire the person without being hit, because they definitely weren't turned around, after being shot the last time. Weird. Now it's good I'm getting a kind of packet of money, as tax time in the country I'm in. Like tax return, getting money from that, which is good. I'm gonna get some hard drive backups for not hard drive backups. Hard drive backups would imply backups for hard drives which I have. They are not. They are hard drives to back up with the data on hard drives that I have, but they're different hard drives than what I have. But yeah, currently a lot of my data and photos and stuff which can't be replaced have been sitting on a USB hard drive, which is constantly sitting next to a fan in a dusty room. Getting that vibrations and dust for the peak durability experience. So I've been kind of anxious, which I'm not usually about anything, but yeah, been a bit about that on having irreplaceable data on them, but soon enough I'll be able to store backups, and even if it's not backups set in different locations. Where I live, we don't get flooding, we don't get earthquakes, we don't get war. It's extremely unchanging environment. So the 100%, the first thing to break will be the hard drive, rather than well, no, actually, a fire is actually a decent possibility where I live. Like, either from gas stuff, which we have in the house, or, bushfires, but, because we live near decent forest area. Lining up big Napoleonic lines, it's because it's easy to do when I'm talking and don't have to think about it. Anyway, yeah, fire could happen, but still, I think the drives are far more likely to break, so it's good to have backups of the drives, even if they're in the same location, though, what I could potentially do is, relegate my USB drives to be backup stored in a different location, not off-site, not out of the house, because that would just be impractical for the most part, but, I can have my main drives in my PC, maybe make a script or something that backs up things to the right locations, and I can connect my USB drives up like once a week, once a month. Less time spinning, makes them last longer. But I can store them on a shelf, perhaps more accessible in case of a fire, so that I could just pick them up at run. Although I think more realistically what I'll try and do is pick up the PC and run, because the PC's worth a lot more than the drives. So if I can save the PC with the data, yeah, that's let the drives burn. But if my PC's caught on fire, it'd be good to have the drives. I realised I'm not leaving these guys with any reaction time, but meh. They're still time units low. And they're sending this mass of people down this way. As these guys can sweep around pretty effectively, I think, and that's a large scout UFO. Yeah, I've been doing something that I haven't, I've got back to something which I haven't been active in a while. I think it's the right term. I've been programming in a simulator, programming the IBM 1401 computer. I don't know if I've talked about it on this. I'm fairly certain I would have talked about it at least once, but yeah. Regardless, like to get on a tangent if I do not intentionally avoid such calls. I say that, that was a tangent within itself, and now I've forgotten where I am. I'm quick to talk, I'm not quick to get back to where I was talking, if I've been interrupted, even by myself. Ooh. Two noises here. It's a productive turn for the aliens. Yes, I've been back to it. It's a simulator made by, I think their name's Ruffleson. Don't know how to say it. They've made like a 3D simulator of it in Unreal Engine. It's like a passion project of it. And, you know, there have been actual simulators. Mainly, I think SimH. Because, surprisingly, you know, there are companies that have software for these kind of old mainframes, even as low-end ones as the 1401, where it's just easier to run simulators, but, you know, they're just kind of normal programs kind of interacted mostly through the command line. Whereas this is an actual 3D thing, you can walk around and interact with the machine, physical buttons, all that. I got into programming with it in 2021, which, if I remember correctly, is around the time that the simulator first came out. I don't know how I heard about it, but yeah, it was new at the time, and they've been adding new features ever since, but slowing down. No, I used to program it on a lot, but now I stopped because there's not that much interesting or, more importantly, useful that you can do with a machine that old, and it's very slow to do anything that is somewhat interesting. Like, you know, programming on the Amiga, which is what I got into pretty much directly after the 1401, I think. Even though that's from like the mid to late 80s, it's still leagues ahead of the 1401 in capabilities and, most importantly, ease of programming. Like, now, say if you want to let me think of an example. Say you want to be given a pointer to a structure. I'm gonna do programming terms here, so if you don't know about that, you get given a pointer to a structure and you want to copy you have pointers to a bunch of different other variables and you want to copy stuff from the structure to the variables. On the CPU that the Amiga has, you have addressing modes that, if I remember correctly, you would be able to copy a thing from the structure to another location in like one instruction. Because it has these fancy addressing modes with pointers and stuff. On the maybe 2 instructions. It's been at least 3 years since I programmed an assembly on that. I don't remember exactly the capabilities of the addressing. The 1401, you would have to have a move instruction to actually move the data. You would have to have a move instruction to copy the pointer to the structure into the main move instruction. You would have to have a modify address, which basically adds addresses, to add the right offset for the structure thing you're accessing, structure element. You would then have to have another move and modify address thing for the destination, so that's 5 instructions. 5 instructions that you're having to type in like a very specific format because I didn't check that window. There they are. Hold on. It's really helpful. Alright, going to... It's a bit of a bother. I'm in a spot of bother here. Anyway, yeah, you need 5 instructions written in specific format. Because old That was a typical mistake on my part. Just getting impatient. Yeah, it's very slow to make any kind of software for it, and the machine itself is very limited in what it does, and the instructions are very clunky to use. Though of course it was, I'm sure to the people in the early 60s, it would have been absolutely wild how much they could do with it, compared to their old, like, punch card, calculating machines. Would have been miles ahead. Yeah, I've got back into programming. I'm making a thing where it's basically like Ed, you know, the text editor, command line text editor. There's this thing called the IBM 1407 Inquiry Terminal. Basically a teletype, which, for those who don't know, typewriter hooked up to a computer, to act as like a keyboard and printer in one thing. This was before we had terminals, but it acts like a modern terminal, just without, you know, screen clearing. The 1407 is basically a teletype, though. I don't know if the term teletype did exist at the time, but I think back then it was still like a registered trademark, so IBM couldn't call it that. Anyway, I'm using that to make Ed on the 1407, which even Ed, something so simple, was made in, you know, Unix in the 70s. The limited capabilities of that machine, it's painful to do it with the 1401 and what it can do. Mainly because, you know, even with the 70s level of tech that Ed has, the data entry in it is a lot, or the structure of data is a lot more dynamic in Ed than what the 1401 expects. The 1401 was a computer made to replace, like, you know, tabulating machines and punch card accounting machines, where everything is in a very strict set format. You know, the people entering the data are the people organising the data. The machine just does the calculations. And, you know, by the 70s, they'd moved past that, and they had slightly better stuff. Move these two more. But yeah, being able to, like, currently I'm on the task of deconstructing a command, which is difficult enough. Yeah. It's an interesting thing to get back to, though. You know, I would rather stick to it, but I feel like making this thing is going to take a very long time. So I'm probably going to drop it because I have other things to work on, like I've said about my inventory system. I have a feature that I've been waiting to add for that. But I've been too busy. The feature, if any of you wondering, it's a thing of, you know, the system's built to handle items and containers currently. And those are just physical items and physical containers. What I want to do is, have a way to track, basically being able to attach more information to a thing. And that's going to be a special type of item called a document, or, you know, information, or file. I haven't decided quite what yet, but it's going to be a thing where the physical dimensions of it aren't important. You know, the software won't say a specific place to put it, really, which is a feature I'm planning on doing but I haven't made yet. But it will have more information than an item or a container can have. So you can have like scans of a paper document, for instance, and you can have that document in storage. You don't need to worry about the dimensions or the weight. Or no, you do need the weight, actually. Or do you? I haven't decided. Yeah, this is this problem. I haven't designed the feature yet. But yeah, it will be a thing to store mainly documents is the idea. Because yeah, I have stuff from school saved in boxes, and I want to be able to look up things and find them with more precision than what my system of items and containers would allow. So what I'm planning is to have a thing where you can store documents on the website. I've remembered more now. You can store your documents on the website, like the scans and stuff, and then you can, connected to those, you can locate the physical item in inventory. So you can find the physical version of it, or you can just read the document online, it doesn't matter which. But yeah, I've been waiting to clean up and organise more stuff until I get that feature added, so I've got free time coming up where I can clean and do stuff, so I want to get that feature done. So I've ceased to work on the software for roughly a month. Yeah. I think there was some piece of infrastructure that I meant to add to it as well, but oh yeah, there was a thing, I'm reorganising all my code in it so that it's styled more like an API inside of the app. Like there are different scripts and URLs that do specific actions, and then the kind of forms, the web pages are just built on top of that, whereas currently they're very much tied together, one and the same. I'm changing that. And adding that feature, and then I can go on with stuff. I just have a lot of self-set work to do all the time. The annoying thing is that I often then, have lots of non-self-set work that gets in the way of self-set work. I'm gonna stop talking for a while because I don't think it'll be good for my voice, my throat. Leave the rookie here. Motion scanner. Okay. I've been listening to, so I said I wouldn't speak, but this is something that popped into my mind. I want to say it before I forget it. Been listening to an audiobook of Karl Marx, his critiques of political economy. I have to say it's extremely verbose. Like, reiterating the same point over and over. But perhaps, I think he wrote in German, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was his native language. perhaps in that it would have been less, more in style with typical writing style of like German academic stuff. I don't know. At least the translated English version that I'm listening to in an audiobook sounds extremely verbose, making the same point repetitively. But yeah. I tend to write I use perhaps more detail and cite a lot more examples than other people would, so I do end up with a long text when doing any kind of analysis thing. But I don't repeat myself pretty much ever. The only time I repeat myself is when I'm like illustrating an entire chain of logic, for instance. But generally in the kind of discussion parts I don't repeat myself at all. Because I think that's, just a waste of space. Seem to be right on the other side of the door. There they are. How many people do I have here? Need more. And how many rockets? Oh, enough. That was Southeast Asia. Why then? That's not going to Southeast Asia. I suppose it is, actually. And that's a terrible intercept. Don't know what they're doing. See if they go over good environment. Looks like they will. Good. Keep their shit. I'ma just lick. So I'm gonna shoot them down in a not farm environment. It's a short fuel life. Yeah, I'm gonna just shoot them down the next time they get up. So that aliens don't score too much. They just left. It's annoying. Ah, good. 2 Sky Rangers. Forgot I had these. So it was definitely a good idea to get more people then. Just decent number. Get a few more. So what do I have? 2 grenades, 2 smoke. I need more motion scanners. That's 3 flare, 1 gun, 2 clips. I'm gonna set these guys to make some motion scanners. So I'm gonna do 3. Get another squad spare, 17. And round it to 20. Get everyone off this, I'll get that done quickly. Anyway, with another Sky Ranger, that would be then double the training capacity basically. Back again. Send the Avenger to intercept because they're quick. Don't have to go chasing them around. No, honestly, I can't be bothered to fight them, I'll just destroy them. It's very janky. Right. Good. We'll transfer some over to Antarctica. Transfer half of, in brackets, the total -3 plus 3. That would be half of the total minus 4.5. Oh, wait, no. Half the total plus 1.5. Would be 25. Half of that. We'll do 12. That's good. It's also good. Should have a very decent amount. They have 0 strength. You can say, hey look, it says gullible on the ceiling. Hey, look up. You say, oh yeah, it does. Hint, it doesn't. They're so gullible that in fact, they schizophrenically imagine anything that you tell them is there. So this has been a rather boring episode, but yeah, just lots of management. Oh, the blue ones are the ones who are in a ship. I'm thinking, why are my good people not in a ship? But yeah, that's very few soldiers, though, I have to say. Only 41, but yeah, that's 13 not in a craft. Not even a whole craft worth. It's not that they're going there now. Try to shoot them down over the desert. Good. I don't think I can do that mission before the end of this. Which Sky Ranger has the worst people in it? Sky Ranger 4. Send them then. It's a large scout, yeah. I think Forest is a decent environment. They are being slow. They will be too fast. I want to do the bottom one first. Just waiting till the top one's fully in day so that when the next episode starts I won't... I can set this one to go there so that, you know, I won't forget about it. No medkits. People really need to go through some weight training. Oh, wimps. No UFO immediately visible. Down there, probably. Methinks. Then again, it's a medium scout. It can hide in one tile. Pretty. And it can actually hide, you know, as the large scout brushes against the walls, so you can see it easier. Yeah. Wait, no it doesn't, but there's two tile gap, but yeah. It's still bigger and quicker to spot. Not as quick as the battleships though, you can see them from anywhere. Floaters. Oh yeah, this was the retaliation mission. Kind of expanding the shape. Guess they're going with that group now then. I'm glad that the aliens sent their rookies too. It was easy. Alright. Guess I'll do this large scout one then as well. Got a decent amount of time left. Ooh, that's an inconsistent layout. Sectoid. Was it sectoid? It looked like one, but sure. Yeah, it is one. Sure as hell don't sound like one. Now, it's strange that sure as hell is a saying. Because, you know, hell and other such profanity serves as a synonym for sure as X, meaning, or weird as X. Serves as, you know, a word for significant. Often, though of course saying weird as significant doesn't really work, but that's the information that it conveys. But it's weird that things are used in that way, because, say for instance, hell. How many people are sure about hell? It's weird that sure as hell is a saying. This is peak XCOM accuracy. Where are they? Oh yeah, they can't hit them. Can from here though. Don't have time units. Well, here's an idea. Grenades. Doubt they'll be able to throw it. That's needing 40. Yeah, I'm anyway. Why did that take 8 if that one took 4? See, the movement in this game makes no sense. So that will take 8. Try throw it here. Unable to throw there. Oh. I think that will work just fine. It did not. Surely that will work. Like the Morgan Freeman. Surely that'll work. It did not. Put them there. Got some natural cover. there's a UFO, and this guy's... Oh yeah, I do remember killing that guy, yeah, that's what those two people did, yeah. Hopefully if that guy moves, 4 people who I'm leaving here will be able to reaction fire. They're slightly better than rookies, but not much. These guys don't get sent. You know, the training is slow because they're not good, because I don't send them to the hard missions, where they would probably get more experience. But, yeah. Better to have them train slowly than to just die halfway through training. as unfortunately slow as it is. Yeah. I should stop talking. I can tell also my volume's gone down, which will probably, you know, I can raise it manually like I'm doing here, but you know, the automatic volume setting is talking quieter than I normally would, because obviously stuff's getting weaker. But yeah. So I shall stop talking, because probably half of it you can't hear anyway. if you go back and if I go back and listen. I think that's the first time I've actually used a grenade to kill something in a long time. And, that perfectly exemplifies why I don't bother anymore. So it took 3 people throwing grenades, taking their entire time units. I only did that because I couldn't have moved anyone around there reasonably. The one-shot plasma guns are just far more practical, because they work from further if you have line of sight. And yeah, one shot versus 2 or 3. Even on the weakest units, you know, against a muton, grenades would do nothing. And you know, there's also the risk. Grenades do work against XCOM, so if one of my people with good psionic strength, but yeah, they have it, but if they somehow get mind controlled, anyway, that grenade becomes a liability. Though I think if the grenade's just in their backpack, they won't take it out and use it, but still a risk. It's not in the backpack actually, it's on the belt. Backpack's empty it's only for medkits and blaster bombs. Excuse me. Very useful reaction fire. They did one shot that missed entirely and one that just phased through them. That's very useful non-reaction fire. Of course they hit them with the snapshot. It's always how it goes. Zhivko. I had a Zhivko previously, but they died, I'm pretty sure. I think they were like a rocket launch person or something. I don't remember exactly. Nice. Really have enough time units to react, but meh. Why'd they send a blaster launcher with a large scout UFO? Weird. Go. Glad they missed. Seems the aliens use blaster launchers a lot less effectively than I do. Probably because they're, giving them out to the interns who they send on scouting missions. As is beginner difficulty, I suppose. Would have been good to pick a higher difficulty because I'm probably not doing another series on this game. Like, this one took long enough. Well, yeah. I think I definitely could have handled difficulty 3 at least. But I did this because I haven't done a full campaign of the game before. No one. There-ish. No, just leave them there. One promotion. So I got Sergeant to replace the one who died. Seems like this training's getting less effective as time goes on, and shit. Well, this seems like as good a time as any to test out the Avenger. I'll make sure to empty it. Duel of the Fates. Ooh. That's good. The Avenger can actually effectively counter battleships. Wow. Though I dread to see how long the repair time will be, because that's my only attack craft, eh? Attack craft, eh? I'm a Canadian, don't you know? 12 days. Yeah, that's not good. This is why I will be getting 2 more Avengers in this base, so that I can have Interceptors and a Silkcraft, but I'll, only have 1 attack squad, because I can't train people that fast. When's the Avenger being done? 3 days. Or 4 days, so 4 days until my people can attack more. Anyway, we'll handle this battleship next time, so see you then. Oh, hold on, actually. Interrupting myself. No, I can't send anything here. I'll send an interceptor so that they don't despawn, hopefully. Anyway, I'll see you next time.